The newest member of your Washington Wizards, and that is Trae Young. Yes, all the rumors, everything has happened. It is official.
What's up?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Congrats.
Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited.
He's excited to be here. How do I fit in? Can my game get other guys better?
He understands that there's going to be a leadership role for him.
Just his playmaking ability, the way he can shoot the ball from so deep.
Oh, yeah. This is clean. Oh, my gosh.
I'm excited that the next jersey he's going to be wearing will be one of the Washington Wizards.
This is tough.
I'm super excited to have this feeling. I'm glad the fan base is excited, and we're gonna give them something to be excited about going forward.
I gotta lead by example. I gotta make sure I'm there in the gym with them, practices. Obviously, show up for them on the court when it's game time. But obviously, with my experience, being able to give them a vocal voice too.
Watching your press conference, you say you want to get it back to lit when like I was here. I want to see that, you know what I mean? Because y'all have a great young core. Allen Alice into it is a great piece, and then you get a great star point guard like this. He helps y'all grow. He knows how to win. He knows how to be an all-star in this league, and I think the organization needed it.
I feel like anytime I've had a point guard like Trae, I've been great.
This guy's generated great offenses. That's what he's done. We're looking forward to him being on the court.
I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of people in that arena.
It's chilly in the studio right
chilly
now.
in
It's
here.
already cold.
Y'all see that? We're gonna make sure we get this place right, man.
It's official. The day is upon us. Make sure you remember this day on your calendar, March 5th, 2026. Trae Young officially on the court for your Washington Wizards, and we couldn't be more excited about it. Getting ready to take on the Utah Jazz. Welcome to Bandit Studios here at Monumental Sports Network. It's time for Wizards Pregame Live. Wes Hall, Tony Massenberg, Gravis Vasquez. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I was good, man.
You feel the temperature dropping a little bit. I had to put on a long sleeve shirt up under my shirt. The temperature's going to drop a little bit. First of all, welcome to the show. Welcome to everybody who actually made it in the arena. The first 10,000 fans, you know what you got. You got this throwback to the 06-09 jerseys right here in all gold. This one's just for you. Hey, Flora, take this from me real quick. I want to make sure everybody's got that one. Boom, to them. I'll get to rocking a little bit. But, guys, let's go ahead and talk about Mr. Trae Young. You see the face. You guys were in the arena earlier. We couldn't all help it. There's a buzz. Let's get to the tip-off.
There's a buzz.
Let's talk about Trae Young. I want to go ahead and take a look at his bio just to remind everybody who this man is. What Jay-Z say, allow me to reintroduce myself. 2018 NCAA points and assists leader at Oklahoma. 5th overall pick, seen with the Mavs, traded to the Hawks, franchise leader for the Hawks, 4-time All-Star, and of course led the NBA in assists last season. He's only played 10 games this year, so we're going to be bringing up last season a whole lot before the end of this year. But guys, you saw the numbers right there. We're going to be talking about a whole lot of stuff as far as like what he should do tonight and all that. I want to talk to two guys who played the game. You played against a bunch of great point guards. Who is Trae Young to each of you as a player? What do you got?
Well, so what defines him is he's a pick and roll master.
Yeah.
Last year, he led the league in points out of pick and roll, 11.9. He was also first in amount of pick and roll possession, and he was third on field goals made. So he's definitely a threat offensively. Like, he's making defenders making possible decisions. So he's going to generate offense for these Washington Wizards.
So?
Yeah, he is that guy who at 25 and 10, you talk about being one of only 8 players to ever do that for a year in the league.
Yeah.
He is that guy that can make a difference when you talk about taking your franchise to the next level, because the pressure that he puts on your defense with his ability to score the basketball from 30 plus is immense. And then you throw in, as Gravis was just talking about, how effective he is in the pick and roll and the 10 dimes, Wes. I love the 25 points a game.
We're gonna get to
I
that.
love the being able to pull up from 30, 32, 33. But the 10 assists says to me he's a real team guy. And you know this, Gravis, as a point guard. When your teammates believe in you, when they're playing with you, knowing that they're going to get the basketball when they get open, that makes a huge difference.
You said a team guy. I cannot overstate how much of a team guy this dude is, because he's all in, not just on the players on the team. He's all in on the city.
Yeah.
What did he do when he first showed up in town? Rock the AI
Rock
jersey.
all the gear.
Rock the Ovi jersey. Rock the John Wall jersey. Put on the Earl Lloyd jersey. What does that say to DC fans when a player shows up and says, if it's DC, it's for me?
Well, for me, first great impression.
Come on.
Why? Because he's empowering the DMV culture.
Yes.
So he's sending a message to the fans. I'm here to stay. I'm here to win basketball games. So as a former player, and you know this, Tony, when you have a teammate like that, you go to war with a guy like him. You know why? Because he's going to take care of you. And tonight, we're going to expect him to be, like you were saying, a facilitator.
Yeah. Speaking of facilitating, let's take a look at this stat real quick when it comes to assists per games leaders. And I'm talking about a whole lot of leaders are on this board. We're talking NBA history. Look what Trae Young ranks.
Man, come on, man.
Third behind one Irvin Magic Johnson, one John Stockton. Shout out the irony of us playing the Utah Jazz tonight.
Yeah, right.
But ahead of the Big O, ahead of Zeke, CP, KJ, and John Wall. Third all time, and he's still got plenty of gas left in the tank, Tone.
Listen, I played against a couple of guys in that league, and no, Wes, I didn't play against Oscar Robertson.
I was going to ask you that, but I'm glad you did it yourself.
I did play against Isaiah Thomas, and I played with John Stockton. And the one thing that I can tell you that I have seen that Trae Young has that John Stockton has is that he always has his eyes up. He's always looking for his teammates. And despite the fact that Trae Young is known for his jump shot and his scoring, he makes no bones about it. He loves to pass the basketball.
Passing the rock. Now, that's your department, Gravis. The importance of having a guy who's seen every other great defender that the NBA has to offer. He ain't the tallest guy on the court.
Nope.
He ain't the fastest guy on the court.
Everyone talks about his ability to score, but what's most impressive to me is just his ability to pass and create for others. Like I was saying, he's like a master pick and roll player. He knows how to read defenders.
Yes.
If you go under, he got range. He can hit that three. If you go over, he can get to the paint, and then that's the whole world for him. So, you know, Trae Young, what he's able to do for the game of basketball is tremendous. Third as assists per game in the history of the game, that's huge.
And everything that you're talking about and we're talking about from a basketball skill standpoint and a statistical standpoint, the biggest asset to me when you put all those things together is his decision making.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to as a vet and as an all-star. His decision making, knowing when to shoot the basketball, knowing when to find his teammates, knowing when to run the pick and roll. It's just, I'm looking for the master class in
and
that
just
part.
to add a little bit more, like if I'm a young player having a true point guard like Trae Young, imagine how excited is Trae Johnson.
Come on.
Yeah.
Bob Carrington.
Thank you.
Keyshawn
That's the
George.
point.
Alex Sarr. I'm like, okay, I want to play with this guy now.
I mean, we were talking about this yesterday. The most dangerous place for the defender to be when guarding Trae Young is when his hand is right here. Why? Let me see that real quick.
Gotcha.
Because by the time his hand gets here, it's either a float or it's a ooh. And you don't know until the last second. I feel for you trying to defend my man. Hold that real quick. We got to go to break here on Pregame Live, getting you ready for Trae Young's debut as a Washington Wizard. Speaking of which, you see the man he's hugging right there, Coach Brian Keefe, coming up on the other side. He and I have a one-on-one conversation not only about Trae Young, but the rest of the squad, anticipating the debut of the new number 3 here in the city. By the way, since we're excited now, how about get excited for next season? A new look roster. We got season tickets. You can secure your seats right now with the best membership pricing, exclusive benefits, and a whole lot more. Learn more. Purchase your tickets right now. I'm telling you, you might want to do that right now. WashingtonWizards.com. More pregame back in a moment on Monumental Sports Network. Welcome back. Pre-game live. We're just getting ready to take on the Utah Jazz, and it is all about 3 ball from Trae Young. From the bench, a part of his pregame ritual, the countdown to tip-off just under 18 minutes, and I'm telling you, there's a buzz in the building. I'm excited right now. I know everybody in Capital One Arena is just itching for tip-off, as are we. Tony Massenberg, myself, Wes Hall here. Gravis has run back over into the arena. We're going to catch up with him in a moment. But right now, Tony, I want you to go in the film room. Take me to the film room, educate me, you're an NBA champion, about Trae Young and what he's been able to do in the court and what makes him so lethal, sir.
Well, I'm going to show you a little bit of the package of what is really Trae Young, the player. Okay. And you think about what he can bring. Now, everybody knows Trae for the Jays, right?
Yeah.
And look how he sets up the defense. Steps back to 30 feet, West, little give and go action. Defense forgets who it is that has the basketball, he makes them pay. Now, just when you get paranoid about his ability to shoot from deep, Wes, he sets you up, drives by. Look at how he probes and just picks you right apart and finds the open teammate right there for another easy basket. And now, Trae Young at his size, he's not going to block a lot of shots, Wes, but guess what he can do?
Give me
I
that.
can get them cookies. I think they chocolate chip. So he takes those cookies and gets that steal, hits his teammate, cutting down the lane for an easy layup. And here's the part that I'm really looking forward to. We know he can shoot, know he can pass, but this right here, watch the decision making, probing, taking his time, breaking down the defense. Gets in, slow roll, draws the defenders, sucks them all in, and dumps it right off to his teammate there for an easy layup, Wes. The decision making, the pace that he plays at, combined with his ability, all-star material, baby.
You mentioned this earlier. First of all, thank you for that trip in the film room. You talked about 25 points a game and 10 or more assists in a season. Look at this, quarter piece and dimes. I see what we're doing here. Russell Westbrook's on there for the 16-17 season. But look at where Trae is. Number 2 on the list. I'm just saying.
That's the problem. The smallest guy, well, him and Tiny Archibald, maybe.
Hey, what they say, big things come in small packages.
That's funny. That's some small, there's some dynamite little point guards.
Do you understand me, man? Right now, but here's what the thing. Let's drive the baseline right now, because Gravis is with Megan. Let's talk more about Trae courtside right now.
Yeah, Wes, thank you, first of all, for letting me borrow the point guard, Gravis Vasquez, and bringing him back to the floor to help me out with this segment. Gravis, I got to ask you the magnitude of tonight with Trae Young returning from injury. Just walk me through that mindset of making your return, not trying to do too much, not trying to do too little, but just being yourself.
Well, first, the vibe and the energy on the floor is unbelievable. And you're running the floor right now. So anyways, the vibe, I mean, Trae, what he brings to the table, well, everyone knows about his scoring ability. But tonight, I think he'll be more as a facilitator. He's just getting his teammates better. Like running the pick and roll, he's going to be able to go into the paint and find his teammates for corner threes, for wing threes. So for me, you know, coming off an injury, like he's just trying to get a rhythm, but more so helping his teammates get better, trying to get a feel of his teammate, and that's what he's going to do tonight for me.
You mentioned him getting into the paint. That's something that both head coaches ahead of the game had mentioned, Brian Keefe and Will Hardy, the gravity that Trae Young just pulls into. And Will Hardy saying defensively, if we let him into the paint, it essentially decimates our defense. What does he then do? If he can get into the paint, he's such a facilitator. What does that open up now for the rest of the guys on the floor with him?
Well, we got to remember one thing. Last year, he led the whole league in assists, 11.6 assists per game. So he knows how to facilitate. But more so, like, he's the most assisted on dunks. So he knows how to throw lobs. So these guys, like, the fact that I love what he brings, we know he can score. He got a deep range from the three-point line. But more so, like when he gets to the paint, he can get a floater, but also he can throw that up. And tonight, I would love to see that with Bilal Coulibaly.
We could think of Bilal Coulibaly, Juju Reese, Anthony Gill if he's good to go. He's questionable coming into this one. And even Trae Johnson, who has shown that he can get off 2 feet. Speaking of Trae Johnson, the shooting ability he has, both off the dribble and playing off the ball, we have seen Brian Keefe utilize multiple ball handlers this season. You take Trae Young off the ball, you put the ball in the hands of maybe a Bilal, a Will Riley. What does that then do defensively against the other team, the gravity that he can pull?
Well, Trae Young always going to be a threat. Like if you're playing defense on Trae, you got to keep it honest with him. So that's going to open up a space for the other guys. Like Trae Johnson, when he's handling the basketball, he's going to be able to create his own shot. We already know too, like he's a great shooter, but also having Trae Young off the ball can be very beneficial for the Washington offensive system in the half court.
It'll be a fun one here tonight. Wes, once again, thank you for letting me borrow the PG. Also, the Terps, I appropriately dressed in the right colors.
She's running things over here. I see it.
Wes.
Nothing wrong with a little turf love. I ain't mad at that. Now, Trae Young, remember the last game he played was December 27th against New York Knicks. He was acquired by the Washington in January 9th. And now here we are, March 5th. He's on the court. We'll be talking about him and a lot more. But I do want to remind you a programming note. Final Saturday of college basketball on Monumental Sports Network. Towson women's basketball tipping off against CAA powerhouse Drexel. Rematch, the final game of the regular season for the Tigers ahead of the CAA tournament. You can watch it live Saturday, 2 p.m. on Monumental Sports Network. Pregame live back in a moment. Let's go. Welcome back. Pregame Live. Getting ready for Trae Young's debut as a Washington Wizard. Talking about most clutch points since 2018. They say he's got ice in his veins. Do you understand what we're talking about? 964 post-clutch points. I'm talking about that. I like that. But I want to talk more about Trae Young and this entire Wizards team anticipating his return to court and action. I got one-on-one right now with Coach Brian Keefe. First of all, Coach Keefe, thanks for taking the time before the game to talk to me. The elephant in the room is the ashtray in the room. It's Trae Young being on the court. But before we get to the court action, I want to go back a little bit, kind of around the ejection, and as far as team chemistry and team building. It's not often you see a guy get kicked out of a game before he's ever played a game with that team. But I want to know about the team in the locker room and what that moment did for these guys leading up to today.
Yeah, he stood up for his teammates. We talk about that stuff all the time, so I had no problem with that whatsoever. I actually thought it was, that's what you want. You want your teammates back, and he had them. And he's been terrific with our guys engaged in practices, in the games, talking to them, talking through them situations. So he's been fit in seamlessly.
When you think about what he can do for these young guys, they've all grown up watching him play basketball. Now, today, it actually becomes real. What does a successful night look like for the rest of them beyond just him?
Just play our normal game. We don't change. We just follow what we've always do. We don't skip any steps and just play what we've been doing. We're trying to build, and everything else will work out.
What do you consider a successful night for yourself when this night is over with Trae being on the court?
If we got better. That's to me is like, can we better? Do we grow? What do we learn? We're going to learn something from this. I'm just happy he's on the court. He has only played 10 games this year, so I'm happy for him because he loves to play. That's my biggest thing tonight.
What does it mean for D.C. fans to have a player like Trae? Because not only does he love the game, but he's really bought into the city. Different jerseys that he's worn throughout being here in D.C. so far. What does that mean for the city and these fans?
Yeah, I think a guy who cares about the community, cares about the craft, and cares about winning. I think those are the things that you're going to see and you're going to love about him.
Appreciate that conversation with Coach Keefe. Guys, as I asked Coach, we go back to that game against Houston. A little bit of friction, shall we say, on the court between Jameer Watkins and Mr. Easton. But if you look on the left, you see Trae Young getting ejected before he's ever played 1 second, let alone a minute of a game in a Washington Wizards jersey. All fitting that it actually happened at a home game. So getting kicked out of your home game before you even played a game at home. What does it say, guys, when you think about this? Because here's what he tweeted. Now, don't expect me to get ejected too many more times. But I'm definitely bringing that energy and competitiveness when I'm back for my brothers. What words stand out to you on that one?
Well, right there, that last sentence right there, you see that, Wes, where it says back for my brothers?
Yes, sir.
That means getting your brothers back. And that's what Trae Young did right there in that instance. You seeing him commit on an emotional level to the point where he's been with these guys ever since he got traded here. So he's on the road, he's in the locker room, he's at practice. So when he sees these guys out here playing, putting in the work, and then seemingly not getting a call, he gets a little upset about that. For you, one of the young guys, and you see that, Gravis, that's got to get you fired up.
For me, he cares.
Yeah.
He cares about winning.
Yes.
He got his brothers back. So for me, that was great. That ejection just showed a lot of passion and that he's ready to have a successful career here in D.C.
Tony, remember this line? Am I my brother's keeper?
Yes, I am.
Boy, if you know that movie.
Wes, we got him. We got him.
They don't understand. They don't understand. Tell them about the great look. Somebody start lineup. Somebody start lineup. I want to see start lineup. Somebody start lineup. Let's get to it real quick. We're about to get to the crossover, but I got to show everybody the starting lineup tonight because Trae Young is in it, and I want everybody to understand. Trae Young starting. Next to Trae, 2 Trays. Leaky Black right there in the middle. Bilal Coulibaly, who I think is going to get the first oop from Trae Young tonight. And shout out to Juju Reese. What a trajectory. What a first 3 games in the first as a Wizard.
Amen.
First game in is the Houston Rockets. Second game in, almost got him a double-double. Now his third game in the NBA, he's getting Trae Young.
Baby, that's all we need. Boards and energy.
So my question is, what's going to happen first? Is Trae going to throw a oop first, or is he about to pull a parking lot 3 first? Let's go.
Well, for me, he's going to throw an alley-oop first.
Oop first.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a... I can feel it. I can feel it. It's a chill in the air.
That's a good balance.
It's a chill in the air.
What do you say at home?
Now.
What do you say at home? Tweet us and let us know, man. Is it going to be a oop first? Is it going to be a Trae ball? I don't know. All I know is this. It's an exciting time in D.C. basketball, DMV basketball. This is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
A moment where you can feel the energy. It's electric. It's in the building. Like, let's get to it. Matter of fact, say no more. Let's get to the crossover, brought to you by Lexus right now. Chris Miller, Drew Gooden on my screen in 1-2 snaps of the finger. Because, Drew, I got a vibe check real quick. You're there. I'm here. What's it feel like in COA right now?
Energy is crazy right now. When you look at the pregame warm-ups, Trey coming out here, about 60 minutes left on the clock. I mean, he put on a show. He's excited. He's ready to get it cracking. I told him, hey, man, don't dive for any loose balls. He said, that's how pumped up I am. I might go for it. You know he's going to be on a minute restriction, but we're just looking for him to fit in a little bit, knock a little bit off the rust, and see if he can build some type of chemistry with this young group.
He literally just put his name up on the screens around here, and you heard the crowd come to their feet. I've been doing this a long time, guys. I think this is real energy for the hometown team, ready to root on Trae Young and this team. Remember, Trae is not being asked to come here to be the savior. They're asking him to come here and help highlight what these young players have done during this 3 years of rebuilding.
Drew, real quick, I asked these guys, oop first or Trae ball first. Which is it?
Oh, I think we got a little side bet going. I'm thinking Juju Reese for the lob with Trae Young. But first bucket of the game, I think maybe Trae Young off a pick, corner three for Bilal Coulibaly.
Trae Young is going to assist to Trey Johnson on a deep three. It's on. The Trae all day is coming up next. The debut of Trae Young as the Wizards and the Utah Jazz will square off here at Capital One Arena. It's coming up next here on Monumental Sports Network.
We get a prize if we're right?
Just a hug and a handshake.
Oh, I want a
Maybe some
hug.
dinner.
I don't need the hug.